Okay, so apparently we are doing this. Apparently this is real life, guys. Oh my god. Last night, I went to bed like I do every single night, not knowing the news I would wake up to. What's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy. I'm still kind of like taking all of this in right now because there's a lot to take in, man. There's a lot to take in. Long story short, TLDR, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are now members of the Los Angeles Clippers, guys. Basically what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back, through the past 8 hours of this happening and kind of break it down tweet by tweet as Woj kind of tweets it out there, just so I can give you guys my honest thoughts and opinions on this, bro. Oh my god, I am just, Well, I guess we'll start with last night. Last night, Dwight Howard got traded to the Memphis Grizzlies. Nobody cares. Zion Williamson, I watched him in the summer league. That was pretty cool. Still might do a reaction to that. But here we go, man. Here we go. We'll start 8 hours ago. Free agent forward Kawhi Leonard has informed runner-up teams of his plans. He's signing with the Clippers, which is like, okay, that's like big news. Okay, it's like, okay, Kawhi Watch is the thing. And it's like, all right, well, people weren't really expecting it to either be him going back to the Raptors or the Lakers, go with the Clippers. All right, that's big news. Like, we can stop there. That's fine. Like, okay, we're all shocked. That's completely good to go. But then, right after that, you guys see the next tweet. OKC is trading all-star, also like one of the runner-ups for MVP, Paul George, who just signed an extension with them last year after playing one season with them and not going to the Lakers because he wanted to stay with Russell Westbrook. Paul George to the Los Angeles Clippers for a record-setting collection of draft choices. Choices, man. Choices! Sources. OKC is getting a massive package of future picks, including Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Neil Gallinari, to deliver Kawhi Leonard, who he wanted to partner with, Paul George. Let's talk about this for a second there, man. So the Clippers all of a sudden just become, do we dare say, are they better than the Lakers? Because I would say from a depth standpoint, they're better than the Lakers, right? I mean, they still have a few pieces out there they probably need to fill. Like, you no longer have Shai Gilgeous, but you do have Patrick Beverley at point guard. I would probably say, because you're probably looking at either Paul George or Kawhi playing the 2, then the other guy at the 3. Now, you could go with those guys at the 3 and the 4, and then start. I really don't know if you want to start with Lou Williams. Probably not, because, he's just so good as a 6-man. So maybe go out there and just go for like a 3-and-D type of guy out there. Have that be either at the shooting guard or power forward position. However you decide to do that rotation. Of course, you got Zubac on the team, probably start as center. Montrez probably continues to come off the bench. And that team is just nasty. Like, defensively, man, they're the best defensive team in the entire NBA. Could you imagine bringing the ball over half court and all of a sudden you got Kawhi, Paul, and Beverly? You got to deal with all those guys? That's absolutely insane. This team, oh my god, it's gonna. And the best thing about it, is that the NBA is balanced. Because while I do think they're probably the best team, I still don't think they're like guaranteed the championship. I think there's plenty of other teams out there. And it's like you got the Eastern Conference, man. The Eastern Conference is like, are we jokes to you guys now? Man? Because of course they no longer have to deal with LeBron James. They don't got to deal with Kawhi Leonard now. Kevin Durant's not going to be there next season. So you're probably looking at the Bucks getting to the finals next season. Probably. Although they lost Malcolm Brogdon, who was a pretty big piece for them. So there's no guarantees there either. But regardless, man, this Clippers team is going to be insanely fun to watch. And the best thing about it too is if Kawhi would have went to the Lakers, I was not really quite sure how that team would have operated from a chemistry standpoint. But to me, it's like, okay, Kawhi is the solidified number 1 option. And if Paul George could be the number 2 to Russell Westbrook, please believe he's going to be able to do it to Kawhi Leonard, man. Like, this role for Paul George is exactly what he needs to win an NBA championship. It's exactly what he needs to win an NBA championship. Let's go through some more tweets here. I do want to talk about OKC and probably also the Toronto Raptors a bit, but let's get through the rest of these tweets here first. So yeah, Gallinari, Shai Gilgeous, Kawhi Leonard has been recruiting Paul George to find a way to get to the Clippers, and LA pulled it off tonight. George goes to the Clippers with Leonard, and together they walk into Staples Center to go head-to-head with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. This sounds like a damn movie, man. Oh my god. We are in the end game. It's amazing. After Leonard pushed George to find a way to get to the Clippers, Paul George approached the team and requested a trade. Leak sources tell ESPN OKC was left with no choice and made the best out of a difficult situation. Yeah, I mean, it kind of goes to show how much of a business the NBA really is. Because, like I said, man, just a year ago, Paul George was all like, yo, I'm staying here long term. And he's like, nah, I am going to go to LA, actually. But, I guess in the end, if you want to be, optimistic about it, it's better that it happened this way to OKC than Paul George just leaving last season, because they would not have got anything for him, right? It's like, they would have lost Oladipo and Sabonis to the Pacers, and they would have been left, high and dry. At least out of this, man, they get all these draft picks. They get Gallinari, and they get Shai Gilgeous. Now, people are out there already speculating about Russell Westbrook potentially getting traded. Quite honestly, man, it could happen at any moment. It really could happen. Like, it could. Now, in my opinion, I don't think that this needs to be the end of the OKC Thunder, because I think they have all of these trade assets now. It's like, you have 3 point guards. You got Russell, you got Schroeder, and you got Shai Gilgeous. I don't think Shai needs to start right away. Like, he doesn't really need to do that yet. I mean, yeah, eventually, man, you kind of groom him into being the future starting point guard as Russell Westbrook gets older, and maybe you do eventually trade him or something like that. But I think for now, to get rid of a guy that averages a triple-double, I know it's Russell. I know he's got stigma to him. But my biggest thing what they should do, thing that can make them instantly right in the running again, is you go out there, you trade probably Dennis Schroeder and Steven Adams and a whole bunch of first round picks. You got all these assets now. You don't need that many 18-year-olds on your team. Like, trade 3 or 4 unprotected first round picks, and you still got 3 left from the trade, whatever they may be. Trade that over to the Washington Wizards, who are kind of in like a state of a rebuild, for Bradley Beal. I know Bradley Beal doesn't request a trade, but guess what? He doesn't have no trade clause. He has no say in it. If he was traded to that team, he would embrace it. So I don't want to hear that argument. I know I've already been dealing with that all morning, man. But basically, you're looking at a team of Russell Westbrook, Bradley Beal, amazing shooter. You go out there, you get a decent small forward. I don't know who exactly, but there's plenty of guys out there. You got Gallinari at the 4, who it was like a 20-point per game scorer last season. His floor spacing abilities will be amazing in this offense. And I'll be quite honest here. I mean, you got Nerlens Noel at center, who is fine, but I think you should just throw like a decent-sized contract over at DeMarcus Cousins. Like, why not? I know he's not as good as he once was, but with DeMarcus Cousins, at least you get the name, which does help, because it's like, okay, if Nerlens Noel is your starting center, teams are not going to really plan around Nerlens Noel. But all of a sudden, it's like, okay, they got Boogie. Maybe we should have some sort of game plan around him. And really, you could probably go Jeremy Grant at the 3. So you're looking at Russell, Beal, Jeremy, Danilo, and DeMarcus. To me, that team is just as good. And you got Shai Gilgeous off the bench with Roberson. You probably even start Roberson at small forward to be fine too, assuming he comes back healthy and everything like that. So to me, that team is still competing in the Western Conference. That's still one of the better teams. That's still like a top 4 team to me in the West. And you don't got to blow things up. And you still got, a slew of other draft picks coming your way. Yes, you trade a few to get Bradley Beal, but in the end of the day, you still got a lot left. So you got Terrence Ferguson, who's decent off the bench. They got their 1 draft pick. I forgot what his name was, but I know he's pretty decent, good scorer out there too. So, okay, let's continue through the rest of this. And then I want to talk a little bit about the Toronto Raptors, who seem to be taking this surprisingly, really well. Really, really well. All right. The Clippers are sending the Thunder 4 unprotected first-round picks, 1 protected first-round pick, and 2 pick swaps. League sources tell ESPN. Going on SportsCenter now, okay. And then we got Danny Green signing with the Los Angeles Lakers on a 2-year, $30 million deal. That's a nice value. I knew exactly as soon as Kawhi was going to not go to the Lakers, that the Lakers were going to start tossing off all these contracts. So it's like they got the money to spend. There's no longer any big, huge names out there to throw the money at. Next year's free agency is not all that strong where they're going to get a star player. So you might as well lock up the guys like the Danny Greens of the world, on a 2-year deal. So in 2 years from now, those contracts are up, and you can go for the next big name free agents if you're the Lakers. So it was a smart move getting a guy like Danny Green, championship experience, perfect for that 2 spot. Kawhi got the 4-year, $142 million max. Okay, we got Leonard and George met in LA earlier in the week. Did not know about that. I'm surprised I got past everybody, bro. Clippers imagined Leonard as part of the Lakers' big 3 and knew they had no choice. They did the OKC deal. In the end, Kawhi Leonard didn't want to construct a super team with the Lakers. He wanted a co-star team across the Staples corridor with the Clippers. That's fine. And then we got JaVale coming back to the Lakers on a 2-year, $8.2 million deal. So it looks like he's going to start, which is interesting, man, because if he's going to start at center, that means you probably got Kuzma coming off the bench, which isn't bad because, you know, I do think Kuzma is a big-time scorer in the NBA. Like, he could be that. So when you have a lineup of LeBron James, Anthony Davis, you know, you might as well run the offense through those guys and then get a guy like Kuzma off the bench that can just lead that unit play with all those guys at any different position and really, man, just make a run for the 6th Man of the Year award. Like, that is important. Like, don't think that Kuzma's like, oh man, he's gonna be coming off the bench just as BS. No, that role is gonna be so important for the Lakers. It could be a difference maker. So yes, we got the Clippers are waiving guard Tyrone Wallace. F's in the chat. And then that pretty much catches up here, bro. So I did hear also rumors that Russell Westbrook and Paul George were offered to the Toronto Raptors in exchange for Pascal Siakam. I don't know how true those rumors are, but that is out there. So yeah, I will say the Raptors took this absolutely amazing, man. Like, they're all out there thanking Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green. Good for you guys. You guys got a championship. We all know that Kawhi never really wanted to play in Toronto, but when he was there, he did make the most of his situation. And you guys also made the most of the situation. So I don't think there's really any like salty feelings there. It is what it is, bro. But yeah, guys, give me your thoughts about this in the comment section below. Keep in mind, over the course of the next few days, I will be doing rebuilds of all these teams over on my main channel, Crispy Flakes. So go check that out and let the games begin.